What's happening, guys? Sam Adams here, and welcome to a brand new episode of Caffeinate today for April the 10th of 2019. My name is Samuel Adams, and welcome to today's show. Of course, if you happen to be brand new to the program, this is a daily gaming news podcast in which I bring you the hottest gaming news from around the industry, and I pack it up in one tight, neat little show for you to enjoy on your way to work, when you're pouring coffee, when you're at the gym, whatever you might be doing. This is the perfect way to get your daily dose of gaming news. Of course, the show is hosted live 5 days a week on twitch.tv/TheSamuelAdams at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, but if you didn't want to catch it live, you can always find it on podcast services as well as youtube.com/SamuelAdamsMedia. But today, we have some interesting news because Bungie has actually blocked a PS4 exclusive weapon, or at least they are in the process of blocking a PS4 exclusive weapon on Xbox and PC because that was unintentionally made available. You know, you got to block that. You got to block that back up because that contract with PlayStation, it is still in effect, ladies and gentlemen. This weekend holds some big news for fans of Star Wars, specifically with Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order, because we have a big reveal coming this Saturday, April the 13th. Nintendo accidentally confirms Smash Bros. Ultimate is getting a stage builder. PewDiePie has picked DLive as an exclusive live streaming platform, donating up to $50,000 to other creators on the platform. And if you heard, it sounded like the shuffle of feet as tons of people rushed to their computers with the chance to get one of at least many portions of $50,000 from PewDiePie by streaming on DLive. An anonymous millionaire wants to set up a real-life battle royale on a private island, and Sniper Elite V2 Remastered is being released next month, but I'm including it in today's top stories because you can get a pretty good deal if you do pre-order it and if you already own the older version of it, which many people do, because Sniper Elite V2 is, in my opinion, the best of these Sniper Elites, and so a lot of people have it, and you could get the new one for a low, low price, and I'll tell you what that is at the end of today's show. But again, if you are brand new here, welcome on in. I do hope you enjoy today's show, and without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's top stories. Bungie blocks Xbox and PC Destiny players from equipping a PS4 exclusive weapon after accidentally allowing them to buy it. Bungie announced today it will soon be rolling out a fix to prevent players on Xbox One and PC from using the PS4 exclusive exotic trace rifle Wavesplitter after D2's traveling alien salesman Xur accidentally sold the weapon to some players last weekend. We are investigating an issue where the Sony exclusive weapon Wavesplitter was made available from Xur on Xbox and PC, Bungie's community manager Cosmo wrote today on the game's forum. We're currently working on a fix. In the meantime, Xbox and PC players who acquired the weapon will still be able to use it. After the fix goes live, they will still have it in their inventories, but will not be able to equip it until this weapon enters the general exotic loot pool in September of 2019. In other words, it's still going to be there, but you just won't be able to use it. Isn't that nice? It's kind of like a pre-ordered game where it's just sitting there until the release date. But since the initial launch of Destiny in 2014, publisher Activision has buddied up with Sony to make weapons, strikes, and maps exclusive to PlayStation 4, often for at least a year, if not longer. The practice continued with Destiny 2, and although we don't know yet if developer Bungie will keep it following with its breakup with Activision in January of this year, the most recent deal is still in place. At least Bungie isn't sharding Xbox One and PC players. What a strange choice of word there. Wavesplitters altogether. They'll presumably be able to store them in their vault, occasionally gazing upon them until the day they magically unlock again, which I think is a pretty good way to go about treating this. Of course, for those that don't know, as the article does say, tons of exclusives go in to Destiny overall because of a contract that was assumingly signed between Activision and PlayStation, but it's still in effect because Bungie now has the right. It's a big mess over there with Destiny, but a good mess, not like the H1Z1 mess that we talked about yesterday. So I think this is the best way to deal with this because people, again, purchased it with their in-game currency, and so to allow them to continue to hold on to that until September of 2019 when the gun becomes available for all, I think is a pretty fine way to do that. And of course, you'll still be able to play with it for the next couple of days if you are on Xbox and PC, so if you do want to dive into it, you better go ahead and do that because it sounds like this thing is getting ready to get locked back up. But again, how did this happen? I suppose things just fall through the cracks every now and again. But But if I had a contract with somebody and it was, you know, written in the contract that this weapon wouldn't be out on other consoles, other platforms until September of 2019, I wouldn't even have that as an option. Like, why would that even be something that had the potential to happen? I would assume that maybe the Wavesplitter is in a pool of files that are then, I don't know, randomly uploaded to Xur, selected and uploaded to Xur. How does this work? I don't understand the back end of it because I'm nothing but a small plebly podcast host. But if you did want to dive back into Destiny 2 on the Xbox and PC, you should have been doing that because now you would have access to the PS4 weapon for the next couple of days. But again, congratulations to those that did get the opportunity to pick it up, and if you didn't, you can always pick it up in September of 2019, which, believe it or not, is not that far off. I mean, it is, but it's not, because, you know, time flies when you're having fun and running raids and doing strikes in Destiny 2, which is a game that has improved drastically, by the way. Really good-looking game, good playing game. Overall, one that is worth checking out in today's day and age. Plus, it's been given away for free, I think, 3 times at this point. So if you don't have it, it's probably pretty cheap. But let's talk about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, because it is going to be unveiled on Saturday, and the first teaser image has been revealed. We are going to get our first look at Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on this Saturday, April the 13th. As previously revealed, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order will be officially unveiled at the Star Wars Celebration in Chicago. The reveal will be live streamed, and to get everyone excited, EA released the most brief of teasers. It's actually just an animated image of a lightsaber with the tagline "Don't Stand Out." This is likely referring to the game's hero, who is an escaped Padawan. The mysterious character is likely hiding from Palpatine's forces as Jedi are being hunted all over the galaxy, and of course there is the image if you did want to check it out. Of course, low resolution because number 1, Twitter, number 2, animated video, but it's cool because you see a broken, busted up lightsaber. Of course, the Jedi are being hunted, etc. The lightsaber itself looks a little rough, wrapped in some kind of rag. It's hard to speculate at this stage since we have very little to go on, but hopefully many of these questions will be answered on Saturday. And I think that Gregory Duff in the chat pretty much summarizes everybody's ideas about this one. Instead of "Don't Stand Out," which is the tagline here on the EA Star Wars tweet, I think everybody's sitting here thinking, "Don't screw up." Like, literally. EA has not had a good year. Do not mess up Star Wars. It has been a long time since we've had a genuinely good Star Wars game. Now, some might say, Sam, Battlefront 2 is a solid game. True, but the launch was abysmal. The launch was a shit show, mainly because of the microtransactions, but hopefully this could be a pretty good game. So if you did want to watch it publicized live, if you did want to watch it shown off live, the live stream itself kicks off at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, April the 13th via twitch.tv/EA Star Wars if you did want to check it out. And of course, they have embedded it over on VG247. So if you happen to be watching the YouTube video on Saturday for this show, then the article is linked down below, and then you can go into that and find it. Or you could go up to your URL bar and type twitch.tv/EA Star Wars. Incredibly simple. But cool stuff. Excited to see what's happening with this one. Of course, this is one that has been stewing for a while. A lot of people have been excited about Jedi Fallen Order, and I think it has the potential to be a really good Star Wars game. Of course, not a big multiplayer game. It's going to be a very interesting new take because we haven't seen too many narrative-driven Star Wars games over the course of the past few years. It's all been multiplayer-centric, especially with Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2 that have come out in, I think 2014 and 2016, respectively. I think. 2015? You know what I'm saying. Battlefront and Battlefront 2, not the good old ones, the new ones. So, if you did want to check out Jedi Fallen Order, again, coming out, or at least a release announcement, a big show-off of it, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, is coming this Saturday, April the 13th. You can't play it, but you can watch some trailers, some information, a big reveal during the Star Wars celebration. But if you don't like Star Wars, you might like Nintendo, and if you like Nintendo, you might like Super Smash Bros. And if you do like that, you might like building stages because Smash Bros. Ultimate is going to be getting a stage builder thanks to a leak via an official trailer. Ouch. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is getting a stage builder mode, according to the blurry corner of a new Nintendo trailer. Gotta look down there in that corner. You'll find that You'll find that stage builder. Last night, eagle-eyed fans spotted gameplay in the latest Smash trailer was actually from an upcoming build of the game, one which lists the stage builder mode on its main menu. It's not a huge surprise. Smash Bros. Brawl for Wii and Smash Bros. For Wii U both included the feature which allows players to construct their own levels using pre-existing objects, and it's something Nintendo has stayed silent on adding so far. And of course, there's the image right there. You can look in right around there. I'm using my mouse to go over it. It says stage builder blurred out, but you can still make out what it actually says. So was this a canny tease or a simple slip-up? Who really knows? Who really cares? It's officially happening, and so that's very exciting for people that love Smash. Of course, if you haven't been following what's happening with Smash Bros. Ultimate, really good Super Smash Bros. Game, one that I see people playing at my college all of the time in the game room, and so it's one that's very popular amongst the Nintendo Switch players and Nintendo Switch fans, and of course one of the biggest Switch games to date. But it's cool to see that they have this stage builder, because I think that's a big part of the identity of Smash, where you can create your own, courses, you can create your own stages, and really just make it your own. And so to see that coming is something that I think everybody expected, but it's cool because now it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So a release date for this has not been unveiled. Of course, there is no true, genuine information as to when this is coming, what this will be including, all of that good stuff. But again, we have a rumor floating around the industry of a Nintendo Direct happening on Thursday. So you could be getting some information about this tomorrow. Again, that's just a big hypothesis, kind of, pinning all of the connected lines here on a big corkboard. But we will see what happens. Of course, officially coming, I think we can all pretty much agree that they would not have included this in any kind of build of Super Smash Bros. If it wasn't at least coming down the pipe. So you should stay tuned for more. And of course, I will update you here on Caffeinate when we do know more. And of course, you can always just follow Nintendo on Twitter, which is probably the more efficient way to do things, if we're being honest. Now let's talk about PewDiePie, a man that has been in the news an incredibly high amount over the course of the past year or so, but PewDiePie has picked DLive as exclusive live streaming platform and will donate up to $50,000 to other creators, and this is a variety exclusive story. PewDiePie, YouTube's most popular individual creator, is throwing his weight behind DLive, a live streaming video service that promises far better economic terms for creators as compared to other major platforms. The vlogger, gamer, comedian, whose name is Felix, and I still can't say his last name, you know who PewDiePie is, says he will use DLive exclusively for the next several months anyway to present weekly live streams. PewDiePie is slated to kick off his first official DLive stream on Sunday, April the 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time at dlive.tv/PewDiePie and the DLive app. Now, DLive itself, if you are wondering what it actually is built on top of the Lino Network blockchain-based currency system. The DLive service doesn't take a cut of the revenue generated by live streaming creators through subscriptions or digital gifts, and it pledges that it never will. That's compared with other providers, including Amazon's Twitch, which keeps 50% of channel subscription revenue. In addition, DLive generates credits to reward other participating live streamers based on consumption of their content. I'm excited to start live streaming again regularly, PewDiePie said in a statement. DLive is great for me because I'm treated like a real partner, just like all of the other streamers on their unique platform. In his first DLive live stream, PewDiePie says he will donate between 10,000 and 50,000 in Lino points, the platform's currency, to other creators who are live streaming on the platform as a way to encourage more uptake. Felix said in a video, the last name Kelberg? We're going to go with Kelberg because there's no way that J is actually a hard J. In a video on Tuesday, DLive is a place where instead of competing against each other, it benefits creators to support one another, said Wilson Wei, co-founder of the Lino Network. PewDiePie has always been a fierce advocate for the value that creators bring with their hard work, time, and effort, and he believes in DLive's vision. Financial terms of PewDiePie's deal with DLive and Lino are not being disclosed, which I think is a big thing to emphasize here, because let's make this very clear. PewDiePie didn't just sit down at his computer and say, I wonder where I should go with my that's my PewDiePie impression. I wonder where I should go with my live streaming next. And he looks, ooh, look at that DLive. Like, no, that's not what happened. They sent him an email, or his manager an email, and said, hey, we're going to pay you a lot of money to host a video on our platform, host a live stream, whatever you want to call it. Now, of course, he has more than 93 million YouTube subscribers, going up against T-Series over the course of the past, couple of weeks, months. It's been a big year for PewDiePie, without a doubt. But now, of course, the Lino network was based, or is based, in Cupertino, California, and was founded in July of 2017, started up with DLive in September of 2018, and now boast 3 million monthly active users. That seems a bit inflated to me, and also 35,000 active streamers. That also seems a bit inflated to me, because I have been doing a little bit of digging, a little bit of looking around on the site, and again, I'll take their word for it at this point, but that seems really, really high. Of course, the service is DLive.tv and also has apps on the Android and iOS app stores, but the most popular creators include Noah from DLive, LT Zonda, and Dab Plays. Again, this all is just here to emphasize DLive is not on a Mixer level. DLive is not on a Twitch level by any stretch of the imagination. DLive is not on a YouTube level. However, what I will say is that they got $20 million in funding. There's where they got PewDiePie. So, again, if you did want to check out PewDiePie's big live streaming adventure over on DLive, it's happening starting on this Sunday, April the 14th, at, I believe, 2:30 p.m. or 1 p.m. Pacific time, or 1 p.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you did want to check it out, I apologize for mixing up those times. Thinking about the Jedi Fallen Order thing. But, as Gregory says in the chat, must be paying him a fortune, because man, I mean, just going on to DLive, and I'm going to go off on a tangent here because this is something that I was thinking about yesterday, because this is the kind of stuff that I live and breathe. Like, I love exclusive deals to figure out why they're happening, how much they cost. It's just something that gets me. And so I was doing some research into this and kind of looking around on the website and stuff like that. And so you're looking at it, and the entire site in its current state, because of the PewDiePie announcement, is completely and totally inundated with PewDiePie. Like, it's everywhere because everybody wants a chunk of that between $10,000 and $50,000 that he's giving away in Lino points on the platform itself. To go on to DLive, it's not built out yet. It doesn't feel like a good website yet. I'm sorry, if you're a fan of DLive out there, it's just not where it needs to be. It's not on a Twitch level. It's not on a Mixer level, a YouTube level. It just feels weird. And also, I don't know how they're making money, because whenever I hear the words blockchain and whenever I hear the words cryptocurrency and things like that, it always feels like something shady is going on. Again, that's just me being naive and uninformed. But at the same time, I do not know how you make money, and when it's built on a blockchain-based currency system, this feels strange. And I feel like this is very much so a story where in 6 months, a year's time, we'll be seeing that they were using people's computers to mine crypto. It's just a strange situation, and one that I think has a lot more going on behind the scenes than we realize. But with all that being said, if you don't want to think about the future or the implications of using DLive, then hey, you can dive in, and on Sunday, April the 14th, check out PewDiePie's live stream, or dive in and check out the variety of other streamers, apparently over 35,000, sure, that stream on DLive on a daily basis, or at least on some kind of basis. So, again, I would encourage you to check out the site and just look at it, because it's very interesting. A lot of platforms popping up these days, and that's something that I am very interested in, because the entire industry is changing rapidly. 5 years ago, Twitch was the live streaming platform. YouTube had some stuff, but nothing like we have today, with a variety of options and audiences on these platforms. I digress. That's a video for another day. An anonymous millionaire wants to set up a real-life battle royale on a private island. Let's live stream that. An unnamed person with a significant amount of wealth is planning to set up a real-life 100-person battle royale event on a private island. Hush Hush, which styles itself as the world's leading luxury shopping market, has received a request from an anonymous person who is looking for a game maker who can organize the 3-day event. The plan, thankfully, does not require participants to actually kill each other. Instead, players will be equipped with airsoft guns and touch-sensitive body armor. The last person standing is said to win a 100,000, I believe that's euro prize. It equates to $130,000. The plan is for the anonymous millionaire to acquire a private island, which will be the setting for this real-life battle royale. The competition will run for 3 days, with 12 hours of competition each day. That's a lot of time. During the nighttime, players will be able to camp out for the night. All camping gear and food will be provided. This insane event is only in the conception stage. As noted earlier, Hush Hush is looking for a game maker with large-scale event management experience who can design the arena. Battle Royale games have become incredibly popular over the last few years ago, and our customer is a huge fan who wants to make the game a reality in the safest way possible, says Hush Hush's founder, Aaron Harpin, on the request page. If the championship is a success this year, it's something he wants to make an annual event moving forward, which is very exciting. Welcome to the Hunger Games! Oh my god, this is happening. Prospective game makers can apply at the Hush Hush website, and of course, it does pay, with roughly, I think, about $1,800 daily, 1,500 euros. I think that's what those are, pounds. What is this? I am an uncultured, yes, it's a pound. I was nice. International knowledge, with an expected 6-week duration. The contract is set to pay out £45,000, which is a good chunk of change. So if you did want to learn more about this, of course, the article is linked down below. This is dangerous. This is weird. It's setting a precedent for the future that I think we're all a little bit uncomfortable with, because the Hunger Games is incredibly hostile, and of course, this is just airsoft. This is just, with touch-sensitive body armor, not a big deal when it comes down to the risk that is being taken here. But at the same time, what could this turn into? Is this going to be something where in 15 years' time, because of the normalization of this kind of behavior and of this kind of battle royale scene, are we going to be seeing inmates taken out into the back of a field and it's like, hey, here's a variety of weapons and go at it? Like, what's going to happen with this? Of course, that's probably not the case. I want to make that very clear. That's just my brain being hilarious and, it's just one of those things. But if you did want to get in on a real-life battle royale, you could soon have the opportunity to do so. Of course, a lot of people have been saying, oh, this is Mr. Beast, without a doubt, who is, of course, a popular, incredibly wealthy YouTuber who has been throwing various amounts of money at various wasteful adventures over the course of the past couple of years. But this is not him. This is somebody entirely new. Imagine if it was somebody like Bill Gates or Tim Cook or something. That would be hilarious. Mr. Apple, as President Trump says. But if you did want to get in on it, you could have the opportunity to do so, but you might need to sharpen up your sniper skills, and you can do so with Sniper Elite V2 Remastered, coming out next month, and it's up for pre-order right now. And I'm mentioning this because there's a pretty good deal if you already own the game on Steam. A quick bit of news, a release date for Sniper Elite V2 Remastered has been announced. Rebellion has announced a release date for its remaster of the 2012 shooter Sniper Elite V2. Announced in March, Sniper Elite V2 Remastered will be released on May 14th and is available for pre-order from today on PC and PS4. Xbox pre-orders and Nintendo Switch pre-purchases are available starting April the 24th. If you drop the cash early on the digital edition, you save 10%, and boxed editions of the remaster will also be at retail. Alongside the street date, the studio released a new graphics comparison trailer highlighting the work that's gone into remastering the game. We're not going to watch it here, but it is pretty impressive. To describe the graphical fidelity of Sniper Elite V2 Remastered, it's not Battlefield 5 quality. It's not mind-blowingly like, oh my gosh, this game is the best looking game this generation. But in comparison to the original, it is a vast improvement. So that's pretty much what you should expect going in. The explosions look better, but they don't look the best. The, facial animations look fine, but they're not like, oh my god, I've never seen Hitler look so realistic. It's nothing like that. So on top of 4K and HDR support, the characters, environments, vehicles, weapons, and more have been updated. And of course, modernized rendering, more post-processing effects, enhanced texturing, and level geometry have all been included as well. So, of course, 60 frames per second is an optional mode that is out there for the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. If you did want to check that out, you can get a ton of new information via the game's official site. But, of course, you can pick up the game for $10 if you already own it on the Steam platform, but you can always pre-order, get a couple of bucks off, and as Gregory says in the chat, we'll see how this goes. Nah, it's a pass for me on day one, but as I said at the beginning of the show, Sniper Elite is a franchise that has a good bit of life left in it, but it really did hit its peak with Sniper Elite V2. The game itself is stellar and was stellar back in the day because of the slow motion gunplay that was included in the game. Of course, for those that have never played, you could, for instance, snipe somebody from a mile away, and whenever it gets to the headshot moment, everything slows down and you get an X-rayed version of this individual's head, and you see what happens when the bullet hits. And of course, is it hyper-realistic? Not necessarily, but is it satisfying? Oh, absolutely. So again, I think it really did hit its peak whenever it comes to the franchise with V2. V3 was fine, or Sniper Elite 3, I think they dropped the V after that, and the original was eh. But 2, very good game, the remaster. Glad to see it coming out. On the Switch, not sure about that one, Chief, but hey, it's out there if you did want to check it out. But with that being said, that rounds out today's gaming news. Of course, if you are new to the show itself is hosted 5 days a week, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/TheSamuelAdams. Then it's put up on YouTube and podcast services around the world. But to those hanging out live in the chat, I appreciate you guys being here. Always good to have some people joining in live. But until tomorrow, you guys have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday. I will talk to you soon, and peace.